All right, welcome back to another trade recap. As you can tell by the title, today is a break-even day. I took one trade on the Apex. It was like a B plus trade, not even B plus, like a B. Ended up being break-even. We'll go over it later. Today was a pretty clean day, honestly. But before we get into the trade recap, though, I want to say one important thing. I just want to say that I'm very appreciative and I'm very thankful for everyone watching these videos. Um, Even though I have a relatively small view count comparing myself to other people, it drives me. It keeps me going and it wants me to continue doing this. And the main thing about this channel is it's an open book. It's a journal, not only for myself but for everyone watching. You guys get to see every single day my full transparency, my full thought process, everything. And for people who are maybe like as a beginner or people who are ahead of me, like you can look and see what I'm doing wrong or see what I'm doing right. And I think that is a very cool thing to do. I've always journaled, like note taking, stuff like that, but I thought maybe I can journal while teaching and upload myself for the future for me to look back on when I do have some things to show for my trading, but also to help other people. So yeah, I just wanted to have that little message at the beginning of the video just to thank everyone showing up and just watching. So yeah, let's get into the trade recap for the day. All right, getting into the trade recap for the day. Honestly, a pretty clean day. I learned a couple lessons today as well. My goal is to learn something new every single day, right? So heading into the day, we can see by market structure, Thursday and Friday of last week, we were trading up, disrespecting bearish and respecting bullish, right? We have this 15-minute gap, or sorry, I'm on the hourly. We have this hourly gap just getting tapped, respected. Hourly bearish gaps getting disrespected. And we had all that until Sunday. Sunday, we had a move up, and then we started trading lower on Asia and then London. Now you can think, okay, this is a continuation, right? But looking at it deeper, this is just a retracement, okay? It's not even a deep retracement as well. Like, if you put your fib on the range, normally retracements would like to go to like 50% of the range. But today, there really was nothing. So what are we looking at? We are looking at what we can respect and what we can disrespect. So going into the day, we have this 5 o'clock candle hitting this hourly fair value gap, right? And rejecting heavily off it. Wick is barely over consequent encroachment of that gap. So this is pretty bullish. But what I was doing was I was waiting. I saw this hourly bearish gap up here, and I wanted to see how we would react to this, okay? So this is a pretty normal outlook for me if you've watched my other videos. We also have better draws on buy side than sell side, right? We have this LRLR and then the final Asia high right here, okay? So that was my plan. Now you could say, but we're rejecting off of this 1 hour. I wouldn't be comfortable taking shorts today because there really is nothing. Like, this isn't even a relative equal low because we took out the liquidity and tapped the gap here. So honestly, today is a waiting game. Even if we go lower than this hourly, I wasn't comfortable taking shorts. So going into the 15-minute time frame and fast forwarding, you can see that we are just respecting that bearish gap, right, before the open, and then boom. Right at the open, we tap this hourly gap again, and we also sweep the 530 lows. Now, this low, as I'm learning, I've realized a low that takes out a previous low and also taps a gap, this is a pretty protected low, right? Especially if we reject off that level. So I fast forwarded a bit too far, but if we go into the 1 minute time frame, we make this big false 930 Judas swing, right? Making a 930 gap. Now, I've seen people take the inversion of this, which it's pretty nice, right? So this is something that I've learned, and this is something that I will incorporate in the future. If we have like this false breakout lower, sweeping low and tapping a gap, and we have like rejection heavily, and we have the inversion with strong draws above, tapping 15-minute gaps, market structure is all bullish, then I would be open to taking something like this. But today, normally I like to wait for time. So I did not take this, and I'm comfortable not taking this, but this is something that I'll journal and that I'll learn. A lot of people say this is an A+ setup, and I'm going to learn from other people, right? So in the future, if this does happen again, right, we have a close. So you would enter something like this on the closure, right? We wick down and then we close above another strong rejection, and then stops at the bottom of that fair value gap, and then you can have targets to these pre-market relative equal highs. You can even have these relative equal highs, whatever you're comfortable with. So that's the first trade idea going into the day that I missed. And if we fast forward, that 1 hourly gap right now is just getting disrespected. Right away, when we just come up, consequent encroachment, and we're showing no like signs of rejection at this 1 hour gap, we're showing no sensitivity to this 1 hour gap, you know, okay, we are going to be bullish for the day. Okay, that gap will not stop us from doing what we're going to do. We're going to respect bullish. That goes along with the market structure from the previous days, right? So we take out this high, and that could be your first trade for the day. But we still have that LRLR. We still have these relative equal highs here, and this high as well here, and then this final LRLR high here, with the final draw being Asia high at the open of Sunday. So going deeper, and we'll see my trade soon. If we just fast forward, we stay around for a little bit. Now here we have a retracement lower. Okay, we hit this 5-minute gap. Now I'm open to taking some sort of long. So we're coming up, boom, and we're just playing around for a while. And this is why I was a little hesitant going into the trade, but I still like, one thing that I realized on Friday was the market will do things for a purpose, right? If we have an inversion, it's gonna have an inversion for a purpose. Okay, you just have to have the higher time frame like direction. If it has an inversion going down here, what are we going to go to? We're probably going to go to a gap and then continue upwards because the higher time frame is bullish. But if we have an inversion back to buy side, that inversion is there for a purpose. We're going to continue going up, especially leaving these relative equal highs, right? So we left these relative equal highs to this previous high on London. So this is a obvious draw. Like, we would have taken this out. So we retrace to a 5-minute, and then we just chop around for a bit. And then now we have the inversion. I didn't take the 1 minute, I took the 2-minute closure. So at the 2-minute close, where was it? Right here. I took the long. The reason that I took the 2-minute was because I was on call with my friend talking about like how we haven't had this inversion yet. And then like I missed it. It's crazy timing. I would have taken this. That would have been the trade. And it is just honestly very nice knowing that the market structure is going to go that way. It is a like B+ trade though, because we don't have any crazy sweep. Like if we had a internal manipulation, like this candle came down and swept this low, then it would have been like an A-, but we didn't really have that. This is just kind of intuition type of trade. So yeah, I take this 2-minute long off the close, stops at the bottom of the bearish gap, and then my target is the London high. So I'll show you again. This is the high that I'm going for, the final high in the LRLR, right? Now, if we play out what happens, because I entered here, I had a quick break-even point, right? If I entered at the 1 minute, it would have been a lot cleaner. So in the future, I'm going to be locked in until I'm like completely off the charts. I knew that there was a setup forming, and I was just waiting. So in the future, like until I get off the charts, I'm not going to straight away. So this 1 minute would have been taken, and then my break even would be at the swing high. My break even was still at the swing high. I was playing pretty cautious, even though I was on my apex. So at this candle closure, break even was hit, and then we didn't hit that London high either. We were just waiting, and then I get wicked out here, unfortunately. Like, looking back at it now, it is like I could have waited until the London high gets taken out and then go break even. So in the future, I will do that, especially if I get in late. If I get in late with the swing high, you can also just say that this is a break of structure, and then my main target is here, and then, you know, it's just, what are you going to do, right? You just got to learn. So I get stopped out break even, unfortunately, and then right after that, we go up, and then, like, it's weird because it comes back and then goes back up. Like, I took this trade on paper. There is a 2-minute inversion because my rule is like just one trade. So this 2-minute inversion here, I took it to that high, and then we just take it. So pretty weird today how we just kind of chill before we take the high. We come up here, we don't take the high, and then we come back down. But the paper trade I ended up winning. This trade I ended up being break even. The best trade of the day would have been this. We had the sweep, bouncing off a gap, inversion, with volatility, taking out all these highs. So yeah, pretty simple day. I'm pretty content with the day that I had today. Lessons are learned and are journaled. So yeah, no news Monday, not bad. Pretty clean price action. And yeah, so that is the trade recap for the day. Once again, I just want to say thank you for everyone for tuning in and sticking with me and seeing my progress. And I hope every single one of you achieve what you guys want in your life, right? Same as me. So yeah, have a good day, guys. I will see you tomorrow.